challenge students come forward with the next generation of Mars rovers. The Mars rovers, they're going to be working alongside the astronauts that we know are inevitable. The astronauts aren't going there alone. And the students have come up with just some of the most impressive creations. And I'm not going to spoil too much of everything. Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, team that won, they'll be joining me. We'll be given a talk, and you'll see a lot of video from the field. You can see the action firsthand. I want to rewind a few months, and actually about a month and a half before URC even took place, got an email from one of the teams. Get a lot of questions from the teams in the build-up. You know, they want to know details about the rules as they're working on their designs a month and a half out. That's the point where they all start panicking and scrambling and realizing that they've got 3 months worth of work to do. I get an email, Kevin, you've got to check out this video of our rover. We're doing a demo with our football team. Now, I'm a bit of a football fan, follow a lot, and I know their team. Their team's pretty good. Not as good as Penn State, my alma mater, but that's beside the point. And their rover is actually doing work with their football team at spring practices. This is a month and a half out. I don't think any team has ever started doing testing, demos, anything more than 6-7 hours before URC actually starts. I try to emphasize over and over again, baseline to design early and start testing, and baseline to design 2 weeks out and start panicking that parts can't be mailed that fast. This team really was just absolutely amazing. They weren't just technically dominant. They really ran away with a number of the tasks, but they also, in the opinion of the judges, they won the sportsmanship award. A lot of teams came in and were having some of those panics. We had a very young team that put things together very fast. They got to the field out in Utah and they realized that there was one very important piece of hardware missing. And without this one component, they couldn't compete. And they actually came to us and they said, well, we made it all the way out here, but we're not going to have a working rover to compete. We're missing this particular component. Oregon State was standing around close enough to hear. And what exactly is it you need? Which connector? We've got one of those. Follow us. And there were a couple of scenarios where teams were in the back, or teams were talking about things that they needed. They weren't going to be able to compete in a task. And this team had a solution. So they weren't just prepared. They brought with them, I think, the equivalent of Fry's Electronics, Lowe's, Radio Shack, and they also came with their own portable barbecue. This was the most prepared team I've ever seen. Oregon State, come on up here, guys. Oregon State really ran away with things, did just a phenomenal job. Guys, if you all want to quickly introduce yourselves.
My name's Jesse Grimes. I was a mechanical engineer on the project.
I'm Cody Hyman. I was one of the electrical engineers on the project.
My name's Ian Harsey, and I was one of the mechanical engineers on the project.
My name is Florian Kapsenberg. I was the lead mechanical engineer on the project.
My name is Jonathan Dalter, and I was the team lead.
What these guys won, they had the opportunity to come here, and again, they'll be presenting tomorrow morning with me, 10 a.m. right here. Don't miss it. No plugs. Right here we have their trophy for the first place. John, I'm going to hand this over to you. Excellent job.
Thank you very much.
You guys really just did it. You guys also won a $1,000 cash prize. And here we don't have comically large checks, but we are starting a brand new tradition this year. This is the first time we're doing this, and this is something I really hope continue. You guys are taking home the banner for the 2010 University Rover Challenge sponsored by Task. Here you guys go. This takes the place of your comically large check. So, congratulations, guys.
This is the kind of work that will get us to Mars.
Thank you all.
I just want to let you know, a lot of you have been here before. You know I have a group that I love. They're called my Red Shirts. These, if you guys would all please stand up. I don't know how many of you are here tonight. All of my volunteers with whom without them, this conference just would not happen. They are the ones who do all the little things that make it kind of flow smooth and do all the work. These guys over, none of them have their red shirts on tonight, though. But but let me tell you, they're the ones who are monitoring your sessions and collecting your registrations and getting the copying done. And thank you guys all very much, because we never could have done it without you. Thanks.
Okay, we are going to continue with the awards. I won't take very long. I know you guys have had a very long day, and I'm very appreciative that you are still here. So thank you for being with us. I definitely want to start this one because I think she's going to fall asleep really soon. So because she's probably had a long day of travel. But when you have an opportunity to inspire young children about space travel, I mean, that's what I think we're here about, is inspiring. And I think this convention was really all about that. And the courage of, I like to call her our hero, the courage and the bravery of her to take action, which I think is what really Mars Society is all about. We're really a bunch of volunteers. We don't get paid, and we don't just talk about it. We do it, and Hero took action. So I want to present her with an award today for taking action and writing her representative and telling her what her dream of being a Marsonaut for that. So let's give a round of applause to come up here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for everything.
We're giving her the Young Pioneer Award. Do you want to say a couple of words?
I just wanted to say thank you so much to everybody here who invited me here, and also to everybody, because thanks for letting me inspire you. Thank you so much.
Are you going to say you're awesome again? No.
I already said that.
I thought she was going to say she was awesome again, but she didn't. Okay.
If you guys want me to.
No. By the way, I was wondering, did anybody tweet Carolyn Porco's Jupiter images? That's I hope so. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. How many of you are actually get our newsletter via our website, or are members of our? I know you don't have to be a member to be here to participate, but we would prefer you to be. But one thing that, if you become a member of the Mars Society, that we produce on a quarterly basis is called the Mars Quarterly, the TMQ. And it's also put together completely by volunteers. It takes a lot of man hours, woman hours, really. And this is to thank our editor-in-chief, who unfortunately is not here today. Her name is Susan Holden Martin. She's quite a busy woman, involved in many Mars causes and organizations. And we want to ask Gary Fisher to come up today, who's actually been involved with the Mars Society. This is the 13th Annual International Convention. He's been involved with the Mars Society for 13 years. So thank you for coming up and getting the award for, Susan Holden Martin.
This is something Susan definitely deserves. She's done an amazing job with that magazine. So on behalf of Susan, thank you very much.
I'm sure you heard a lot about what we do. And one of the our biggest outreach events is a Mars Desert Research Station. We also have the FMARS, but Mars Desert Research Station, we're able to do more crew rotations through the year because of the environment in Hanksville, Utah, compared to the high Canadian Arctic on Devon Island. And for the past couple of years, we've had a fantastic director of the Mars Desert Research Station, and we want to thank her for all the work that she has done. She is not here tonight because she lives in the Netherlands. And that's also to state to the fact that we are an international organization. We are all over the world. And Artemis Westenberg, who's done all this work, travels over here answers emails and deals with the crew rotations remotely and in person, and we want to thank her for that. And I'm hoping Dr. Zubin would come up and accept the award for Artemis Westenberg. Thank you.
Okay. So Artemis was the director of the Mars Desert Research Station for the past 2 years. She did a superb job, helped get the station back into shape. It was getting a bit old after 9 years in the field. And now she's moving on because she started another project. We'll be getting another desert station director to replace her. But I just, as president of the Mars Society, I just want to say thank you, Artemis, and you certainly deserve this.
I know Pat came up here and thanked our red shirts volunteers to make the convention happen. I hope, well, I want to thank them all individually. I'd love to, but we want to thank one person in particular who kind of was brought on by her husband, who was a red shirt, one of our Mars Society members, and she took it upon herself to be our local media contact. And so we want to thank Ann Black for being our media star. Please help. Thank you. We really thought it was important to have someone local to Dayton, and Anne took it upon herself to contact and research much of the local media here in Dayton. So, thank you so much. Thank you. Do I have to, you can.
Thank you very much. I'm overwhelmed.
And of course, the Mars Society has their conventions all over the world, and in the United States, we mostly have these conventions that are hosted by chapters. This year, it was our Ohio chapter who really wanted to do this. So, we weren't sure about it because I don't think we had been in this part of the United States before. We've been in Washington, D.C., we've been in Silicon Valley, we've been in L.A., we've been in Chicago, and I think this area is really important, especially for the history of Dayton and where it all began, which really inspired our poster about reaching higher and the invention of powered flight. So we're really privileged to honor Dayton, Ohio, and we're really privileged to work with the Ohio team, and I'd like to ask them to come up and receive their award for all the work that they did to make a really fantastic convention for you and our members. Thank you. Please come up. Yeah. We actually got an award that is in the shape of Ohio.
We and Wilbur and Orville, thank you.
Thank you so much for paying attention, and to all our thanks that you all came, and thanks.
Yeah, thanks to all the volunteers and the organizations that helped us out. They're really tremendous. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for making this a great convention. It was a pleasure for us to put it together, and I'm glad it was such a meaningful and great convention. Thank you.
They did most of the legwork to contact most of the local